Hey there, this is Marissa with Marissa Moments Podcast, Healing While I Heal, where I share my real life stories and their healing translations. So let's just get straight into it. So today, I was at the store. Was that today? I don't know. Time isn't real. And by the time this posting gets posted, it's not going to be today anymore. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, so I'm at the store and I see this woman who has the exact same hairstyle as me. But there's a difference, right? Her hair is like smooth and just perfectly coiffed and all of these things, right? And I can't help it. It just definitely triggers like this comparison in me, right? Now, it wasn't like a malicious or jealous type comparison. It was more like oh, okay, Spirit, I hear you and I see you. Because the fact that it was the exact same hairstyle, but it was just polished, what I picked up was that it was a reflection of my possibility, right? Now, here's the thing. Now, it may seem simple. It may seem juvenile or however you want to look at it, right? But I'm capable of having that same style that I was so admiring on someone else. And that's the reason oftentimes why we might see ourselves, but in a more, for lack of a better phrase, cleaned up version, right? A more, I can't even think of the phrasing that I want to use for this, right? But when we see ourselves in somebody else, and then it makes us kind of look back at ourselves where we're like, oh, maybe I should have put in a little bit more effort, then I feel like that is actually a direct message from our higher self saying, get it together. Right? Because I've been rocking the same hairstyle for almost coming on a week now, and it is fuzzy. Now, I do have big plans for it. Like tomorrow, I'm definitely going to take it down and rock it like in the proper way, as I so deem it being like fancy or something. But in the interim, I'm over here looking like my 10-year-old self, if you ask me, because of all the fuzzies. Again, let's come full circle and let's get focused on this message, right? The thing of it is we often see people that we admire, and we see traits of ourselves, images of ourselves in other people, places, and things. And it's just a reminder of where we could be if we tried just a little bit harder, if we put in just a little bit more effort, right? Because we have to admit, in a lot of aspects, and I have to admit I have no problem with it, is that a lot of times I'm just lazy, right? It's just easier to do like the simple route, right? That's why it's called easy. That's why it's called simple. That's why it's called a comfort zone. But when we stretch ourselves and go outside of our comfort zone and do a little bit more, just a little bit more, because what I receive is that Spirit isn't saying that we have to go miles, we have to go to the moon and back, right? It's just saying that we just need to take some steps forward, away from what we are accustomed to, away from the easy way out, right? And I know I have to catch myself, because I'm like, oh wow, Marissa, like you really got all of this from seeing somebody at a store with the same hairstyle, but that it was just neater. Like, who knows, maybe they just got their hair professionally done. But that's not the point, right? It's easy for us to excuse away things, but it's not easy for us to look into the actual meaning and the download behind things, because then we have to become reflective. Then we have to own our ish. Then we have to say, oh, you know what? Instead of taking 2 steps, I could be taking 3 or 4, right? And that's the translation, and that's the download, and that is the message for you. When you see yourself, whether it be an actual other person, whether it be in a business venture, or maybe it's just an invention idea that you came up with, and all of a sudden you're seeing somebody else put it out there, whether it be on a reel, a TikTok, a meme, or an actual business. And you're like, man, I came up with that 5 years ago. Well, you know what? Spirit gave you the possibility. Spirit gave us the potential, but we just didn't own up to it. We just didn't step up when we had the chance. So somebody else was able to step up in our place, and now we're having to see our reflection in something that shines just a little bit brighter. So that's it. I'm not going to keep going on and on, even though I could. But if this message resonates, then that means it's for you. And if not, that's cool too. Just keep it pushing. Either way, I thank you for listening, and I wish you the very, very best day ever. Until next time, you know the vibes. Peace. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to check me out on all of social media. I'm basically everywhere you probably shouldn't be. But when you look me up, make sure you look up Marissa Moments, and that is Marissa with one S because there is only one me. So in the meantime, happy healing.